A few days ago, I was working with one of our members and they had built a massive one-page app. Like, it's no exaggeration that they had over 1,000 workflows on a single page and far more elements on that page. And they found that even with a high-powered machine running Chrome, that the bubble editor just kept grinding to a halt. And that was really frustrating for them because they were trying to migrate from a one-page app to a multi-page app. This is one of the reasons why I very rarely, in fact, maybe never at all, have recommended that people build a one-page app. Yes, it feels snappy, it feels more like native software, but if someone is using your app through a web browser, they're going to expect it to load like a website, and you can think of all sorts of mass-used SaaS software. Think about Meta Ads, for example, where just the performance is not great, but it's used by hundreds of thousands of people. So here's what you can do. This makes a huge difference, and this is what got him unstuck when because the editor was just unusable, which is that you can turn off issue tracking. So if you go into your URL for your Bubble app editor and you paste in as a URL parameter issues underscore off equals true and hit enter, then it's going to turn off the issue tracking. Now, this, of course, will mean that you're likely to miss stuff. So you will need to get to a point where you turn it back on, but often it is the issue tracking which is taking up a huge amount of memory. Another couple of tips for you is that if you're on a less powered machine, maybe something more portable, it's just well worth minimizing any other RAM usage on your device. That can be other bits of software. It can even be other tabs in Chrome. Like, I have been on Bubble coaching calls where people's web browsers have ground to a halt, and yet they've got their Bubble app editor open 5 times in 5 different tabs. But if you get really stuck, like I say, I would just recommend adding in issues underscore off equals true into the URL to get yourself unstuck and going. But do remember to re-enable it. The other thing I'll just point out while talking about the issue tracker, because I became unstuck by this, if I just refresh the page, is that backend workflows. Once more, it's a performance thing. Bubble leaves this unchecked by default because you don't necessarily, on every bit that you're doing in the design tab or elsewhere in the Bubble app editor, need to be checking that your backend workflows don't have any errors. The issue was that I made a slight change to an API call that was used multiple places in the app. I didn't have this enabled. I deployed to live, and it just meant that none of my API calls and backend workflows worked. So now I've got myself into the habit of I'm going to check this. I'm going to confirm it. Bearing in mind this is my demo app and I regularly create lots of different API connectors in here, it's probably there's going to be a lot. Yeah, there's going to be a lot. So there you go. Hopefully those are some tips that will help you get unstuck if you find that the Bubble app editor is really slow. If you've got any questions, please leave a comment down below. And if you want access to all of our videos and our AI assistant, because we can give you instant answers to your Bubble questions. And if it's not very good, you can always reach out to me and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. And there is a link down in the description to become a Planet No Code member.